All right, Mary, the folks here enjoying a tremendous spectacle, and if you heard the ovation go up during that interview, it was because the announcement was made here in the stadium that these championships will be returning to Madison for the third straight year in 1987. That's a first. It's never happened before. Usually it stays in a city for 2 years. We're ready for the scores. We're going to go down and pick up the field announcer.
With a score of 82.6, 82-6. The Velvet Knights. In 11th place, with a score of 83-5, 8-3-5, the Troopers. In 10th place, with a score of 85-850, the Phantom Regiment. In 9th place, with a score of 87-870, the Sky Ryders. In 8th place, with a score of 90.5, 90.5, the Star of Indiana. In 7th place, with a score of 91.3, 913, the Madison Scouts. In 6th place, with a score of 94.1, 94.1, the Spirit of Atlanta. In 5th place, with a score of 94.8, 948, the Suncoast Sound. In 4th place, with a score of 95.6, 956, the Garfield Cadets. In third place, with a score of 95.7, 957, the Cavaliers. In second place, with a score of 97, 970, the Santa Clara Vanguard. Ladies and gentlemen, your 1986 Drum Corps International World Champion with a score of 98.4, the Blue Devils.
Got one
Ladies
right.
and gentlemen, the revolving championship
Well, there
trophy
you have it.
on permanent display.
What a
At the
night. The
drum
Blue
corps.
Devils matching, ironically enough, Garfield's championship score from last year, 98.4, tying for the record high score in the history of these championships. And pulling it off. They were the favorites going in, and they, Don, you said they don't choke in these big shows, and they turned down the afterburners today and did what they had to do.
They get better. Every year at finals, the Blue Devils do better than they've ever done before. There really wasn't too much of a question in our minds here in the booth that the Blue Devils were going to win the contest because of their performance ability. They outperformed anybody else here tonight. It was wonderful.
Look at the emotion out on that field with those kids. They're proud even though they've won this title so many times before.
Well, maybe not too many of these kids
That's
because
true.
of the fact that that was 5 years ago.
Charles, the first time through these world championships for you. Your impressions?
My impressions, first of all, are that I'm very impressed. I think that we've seen some spectacles that would be hard to beat anywhere at any time. And what thrills me, as I've said before this evening, is the level of excellence and quality that these kids have obtained after working so hard beginning early in the year for this very night tonight. I don't know of many musical events where people have started and then been able to achieve such a level of excellence, and I am thrilled to be a part of it tonight.
And I think we need to touch again on what you were doing at Indiana University. It's certainly a highly respected music school, and you're now offering credit for these people who participate in this drum corps activity.
Yes, we are. We're trying to make it possible for students who want college credit and who can use it in their own fields of endeavor, whether it's music or another field. We want to make possible academic credit for the achievement that they have obtained.
And if they are interested in pursuing that, they can just contact the music department at the university?
They certainly can. They can contact me as Dean of the School of Music, and I'll see that the proper papers are processed.
In Bloomington, Indiana.
In Bloomington, Indiana, that's right.
Donald, what can you say after just a couple of decades in this activity, and it just seems to get better, doesn't it?
It just really does. I think they're attracting, I don't want to say a better quality, but a more musically oriented student into this program. They're attracting better staff members to teach the kids. We have university professors teaching our drum and bugle course, teaching the brass instruments, teaching the percussion instruments, and I think this gentleman is interested in designing some kind of design school or visual arts school so our visual people can become degreed also. So we're looking forward to all of those things as future growth for the activity.
Well, Mary Young has been down in the stands, and I think it's fair to point out that this is also her first time at a drum corps show. And Mary, what do you think of all this?
It feels great to be in the stands. Everyone is a winner and everyone is happy, but the Blue Devils people in particular. And with me right now, there's a Blue Devils fan, and your name is Mark Walden, right?
That's correct.
Where'd you come from, Mark?
Came from Wilmington, Delaware.
Did you have a feeling that the Blue Devils were going to win all night long?
Yeah, we kind of expected it. We've been following the course since the early part of the season, and after coming here last night and seeing them in preliminary competition and doing such a fine job, we really expected them to pull it off tonight.
You didn't have a moment's doubt?
Well, we had heard that Santa Clara might pull out another routine called Bottle Dance, but we still expected that they would still pull it off.
Well, they certainly did. And now I'll toss it back to you, Steve.
All right, Mary, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure working with you. It has been a ton of fun. Let's point out now, gentlemen, you as my witnesses, that Reliable Rondo did get a prediction right this year. We went with the Blue Devils. Charles, a pleasure. I'm glad you had such a good time on your first heavy dose of drum corps here.
Well, I had a wonderful time, and I'll hope to have an opportunity to see some more.
Donald, we look forward to maybe doing this again next year.
It will be fun, and I always get excited about it, and I'm always thrilled to be here. Even if I just sit in the stands as a spectator, it's the place to be, the third weekend in August. There is no other place.
Indeed, indeed, indeed. And out on that field is what it's all about. There are 12 drum corps. We figure 120 kids average in all those corps. You figure out the math for yourself. It's a lot of young people. It's a lot of kids staying off the streets, but more importantly than just that, it's a lot of kids learning a lot about life, learning about living on the road, and learning about music, marching, and all the good things that go with it.
And learning about excellence, too.
That's true. It's been my pleasure for the 7th year in a row to be up here in this booth. And on behalf of all of us on the broadcast team and Drum Corps International, I'm Steve Rondinero. Thanks for watching. Good night, and we'll see you next year here in Madison, Wisconsin. For more information about the Drum Corps activity, to order complete video recordings or audio recordings of tonight's performances, or to order the 1986 edition of the Drum Corps Yearbook, contact Drum Corps International, Post Office Box 413, Lombard, Illinois 60148, or call 312-495-9866. Presentation of the 1986 Drum Corps International World Championships was made possible by Tombstone Pizza. Tombstone Pizza has been happy to underwrite the Drum Corps finals and encourages everyone to take an interest in the youth of America. By McDonald's. McDonald's restaurants all across the country have joined together to sponsor the Drum Corps International Championships. And by Emery Worldwide. Emery delivers virtually any size or weight package anywhere in the world. Just call Emery. It's as good as there.